BNB Spoilers Weekly Update January 26th to 30th. Ivy Spies, Will's big mistake, Deacon's decision. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for the week of January 26th reveal some curveballs. For one thing, Ivy Forrester, Ashley Brewer, does some snooping. Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, is about to cross a line. Plus, Deacon Sharp, Sean Cannon, makes a move on Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig. Keep reading to find out what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Steffy Forrester Finnegan's redirection. Let's start off with Steffy Forrester Finnegan, Jacqueline McInnes Wood. Fans know that Ivy and Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace, were supposed to go to San Francisco on a business trip. Electra warned Dylan, Sydney Bullock, that she better stay in her apartment the whole time. However, in a weekly preview clip, Steffy announces that there has been a change in plans. Instead of Ivy, Steffy will be joining Electra on the business trip. Dylan's big mistake. While Electra is gone with Steffy, Ivy will stop by the beach house to check on things. However, when she peers in the window, she sees a horrifying sight. Ivy reels over watching Dylan and Will in a close moment. Their faces are very close together, as if they are about to kiss. This will put Ivy in a tough spot. Does she confront Will and Dylan? Report back to Electra? Keep quiet and hope she was imagining things? Then, there is the whole perspective with Dylan. Is she really after Will? Or could Electra just be reading too much into things because of Luna Nozoa, Lisa Yamada? Deacon Sharp's decision. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for the week of January 26th reveal that Deacon knows it's a big risk to pursue Taylor. Even so, he's thinking about Hope Logan Spencer's Annika Noel encouragement. Deacon will end up putting Taylor's face in his hands. Then, the two share a soft, passionate kiss. However, as the week continues, everyone will scramble to stop Sheila Carter Sharp, Kimberlyn Brown, from finding out the truth. Even John Finnegan, Tanner Novlin, is keeping it from his own bio mom. Just the fact that Deacon asked Taylor out on a date will make things complicated. What is he going to do? Dine with Taylor at Il Giardino while Sheila serves them? Deacon isn't thinking very clearly, and neither is Taylor. If Deacon was just going to move on, then why reunite with Sheila in the first place? Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most during the week of January 26th, 2026? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. BNB Spoilers Weekly Update January 26th to 30th. Ivy Spies, Will's big mistake, Deacon's decision. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for the week of January 26th reveal some curveballs. For one thing, Ivy Forrester, Ashley Brewer, does some snooping. Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, is about to cross a line. Plus, Deacon Sharp, Sean Cannon, makes a move on Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig. Keep reading to find out what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Steffy Forrester Finnegan's redirection. Let's start off with Steffy Forrester Finnegan, Jacqueline McInnes Wood. Fans know that Ivy and Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace, were supposed to go to San Francisco on a business trip. Electra warned Dylan, Sydney Bullock, that she better stay in her apartment the whole time. However, in a weekly preview clip, Steffy announces that there has been a change in plans. Instead of Ivy, Steffy will be joining Electra on the business trip. Dylan's big mistake. While Electra is gone with Steffy, Ivy will stop by the beach house to check on things. However, when she peers in the window, she sees a horrifying sight. Ivy reels over watching Dylan and Will in a close moment. Their faces are very close together, as if they are about to kiss. This will put Ivy in a tough spot. Does she confront Will and Dylan? Report back to Electra? Keep quiet and hope she was imagining things? Then, there is the whole perspective with Dylan. Is she really after Will, or could Electra just be reading too much into things because of Luna Nozoa, Lisa Yamada? Deacon Sharp's decision. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for the week of January 26th reveal that Deacon knows it's a big risk to pursue Taylor. Even so, he's thinking about Hope Logan Spencer's Annika Noel encouragement. Deacon will end up putting Taylor's face in his hands. Then, the two share a soft, passionate kiss. However, as the week continues, everyone will scramble to stop Sheila Carter-Sharp, Kimberlyn Brown, from finding out the truth. Even John Finnegan, Tanner Novlin, is keeping it from his own bio mom. Just the fact that Deacon asked Taylor out on a date will make things complicated. What is he going to do? Dine with Taylor at Il Giardino while Sheila serves them? Deacon isn't thinking very clearly, and neither is Taylor. If Deacon was just going to move on, then why reunite with Sheila in the first place? Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most during the week of January 26th, 2026? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. The sun-drenched beaches of Los Angeles are casting long, ominous shadows this week on the bold and the beautiful. For fans of the long-running CBS soap, Monday, January 26th, 2026, marks the beginning of a week where sad news isn't just a headline. It's a foreshadowing of the wreckage to come. Between Ivy Forrester's shocking discovery, Will Spencer's lapse in judgment, and Deacon Sharp's life-altering decision, the canvas is primed for a total Forrester-Logan Spencer meltdown. If you thought the drama peaked with the new year, think again. Hashtag Ivy Spies, a heartbreaking discovery at the beach house. For weeks, the tension at the beach house has been simmering like a California heat wave. Ivy Forrester has always been the observant one, but nothing could have prepared her for what she witnessed through the window this week. While Electra Forrester is away in San Francisco on a high-stakes business trip to court socialite Dottie Bright, she left behind a fragile piece. She specifically warned her friend Dylan to respect boundaries, especially regarding Electra's boyfriend, Will Spencer. The scene that changes everything. Ivy, suspicious of Dylan's motives for staying at the beach house, decided to check in. What she saw was enough to shatter the family's trust. A clumsy mistake. Dylan accidentally lost her footing and landed squarely in Will's lap. The look? It wasn't just a fall. It was a lingering, charged moment. The betrayal. Ivy watched as the pair shared an intimate closeness that looked anything but accidental. The sad news here isn't just the potential end of Will and Electra. It's the realization that Dylan, the girl who claimed she had nowhere else to go, may be the ultimate wolf in sheep's clothing. Ivy is now faced with a gut-wrenching choice. Does she tell her niece the truth and destroy her heart, or keep the secret and allow the betrayal to grow? Hashtag Will's big mistake. Falling into the trap? Will Spencer has worked hard to distance himself from the Spencer man reputation. He wants to be better than his father, Bill, and more stable than his brother, Liam. However, proximity is a dangerous thing. By allowing Dylan to stay in his guest quarters, will open the door to temptation. His big mistake wasn't just the moment on the couch, it was the complacency. The shower incident. Will's penchant for outdoor showers has clearly caught Dylan's eye, and he's been far too oblivious to the sketchy vibe she's been projecting. The dinner disaster, sharing meals and handling the laundry together has blurred, and the beautiful developments land like a punch to the gut. This isn't the kind of drama that crackles with playful tension or flirty sparks. It's the heavy, soul-bruising kind. Secrets are watched from the shadows. One reckless choice detonates months of trust, and a man who has fought tooth and nail for redemption faces a decision that could cost him everything. In one devastating sweep, Ivy becomes the quiet observer no one sees coming, Will makes a mistake he can't take back, and Deacon stares down a crossroads that may redefine his future forever. This is sad news, not because something explodes immediately, but because the fuse is lit, and everyone can feel it. Ivy Forrester, watching from the shadows. Ivy Forrester has always been underestimated. Too polite, too patient, too willing to step aside while louder personalities dominate the room. But today's events remind us of a truth long whispered in Forrester hallways. Ivy notices everything. And today, Ivy is watching. What begins as an innocent coincidence, overheard words, an unexpected encounter, a lingering glance, quickly turns into something far more unsettling. Ivy doesn't confront. She doesn't accuse. She doesn't rush to warn anyone. Instead, she observes quietly, piecing together fragments that don't belong. The tone of a conversation drops when someone enters. A phone is turned face down a little too quickly. A smile fades the second someone thinks they're alone. It's not gossip Ivy collects, it's evidence. There's sadness in the way Ivy watches, too. This isn't curiosity or jealousy driving her, it's disappointment. She recognizes patterns she's seen before at Forrester Creations. Secrets that start small, rationalizations that grow, and lies that slowly poison everything they touch. Ivy's eyes reflect a painful awareness. She knows where this road leads. And the most heartbreaking part? Ivy may be the only one who can stop what's coming. But she's not sure anyone would listen. Because what she's seeing involves Will Spencer. Will Spencer's big mistake. Will Spencer has spent his life trying to prove he's more than a legacy. More than his last name. More than the expectations placed on his shoulders the day he was born. Lately, it felt like he was finally finding his footing. Professionally, emotionally, morally. And then in one moment he ruins it. Will's mistake isn't loud or dramatic. There's no screaming match. No explosive betrayal caught on camera. That's what makes it so devastating. It's subtle. Quiet. The kind of decision people convince themselves isn't that bad until it's far too late. It starts with a conversation he shouldn't have had. Or maybe a secret he agreed to keep. A favor he tells himself is harmless. Just this once. Will doesn't see himself crossing a line. He sees himself being loyal, being helpful, being understanding. But loyalty to the wrong person is still betrayal. Ivy sees it. She watches Will justify his actions with a sincerity that almost makes it worse. He truly believes he's doing the right thing, or at least avoiding doing the wrong one. He doesn't realize that by staying silent, by choosing comfort over honesty, he's setting off a chain reaction that could destroy relationships he values most. What makes this especially tragic is Will's intent. He isn't cruel. He isn't manipulative. He's scared. Scared of confrontation. Scared of disappointing someone he cares about. Scared of blowing up a fragile situation that already feels unstable. But fear doesn't absolve consequences. The sadness hangs thick around Will because deep down he knows something feels off. There's a moment, just a flicker, where doubt crosses his face. A moment where he could stop, speak up, do the right thing. He doesn't. And that choice may cost him more than he ever imagined. Ivy's dilemma, speak or stay silent. As Ivy continues to watch, her role becomes painfully complicated. She's not just a witness, she's a gatekeeper. What she knows could protect people from heartbreak or accelerate it. Ivy understands the weight of what she's seeing. Exposing the truth might save someone from betrayal, but it could also shatter fragile alliances and ignite old feuds. Keeping quiet feels safer, but it makes her complicit. And Ivy has been here before. She knows what happens when secrets fester at Forrester Creations. She's lived through the fallout, broken trust, scorched reputations, relationships that never fully recover. The sadness in her eyes isn't just about Will's mistake. It's about the inevitability of pain once truth finally surfaces. The question isn't if this comes out. It's how and who gets hurt the most. Deacon Sharp's impossible decision. While Ivy watches and Will falters, Deacon Sharp stands at a far darker crossroads. Deacon's story has always been about second chances, sometimes third, fourth, or fifth ones. He's fought hard to become a better man, to prove that redemption isn't just a word people throw around when it's convenient. Lately, it seemed like he was finally earning it. But today's news drags Deacon back into the shadows he spent years trying to escape. Deacon is faced with a decision that tests everything he's worked for. Loyalty versus self-preservation. Love versus accountability. The past versus the future he desperately wants to protect. Whatever the details, the weight of the choice is crushing. This isn't about winning or losing. It's about surviving. Deacon knows that one path could destroy the life he's rebuilding, while the other might cost him the respect of the people he loves most. There's a haunting sadness in watching Deacon wrestle with this. He's older now, wiser. He understands consequences in a way he didn't before. That awareness makes the choice even harder, because this time he can't claim ignorance. He knows exactly what he's risking. A pattern repeats and hurts even more. What makes today's developments so painful is how familiar they feel. The bold and the beautiful has always thrived on cycles. Love, betrayal, forgiveness repeat. But there's something especially heavy about seeing characters who should know better fall into the same traps. Will wanted to be different. Deacon wanted to stay clean, emotionally and morally. Ivy wanted peace. Instead, they're all pulled into the same storm. And the storm is gathering fast. Ivy's silence, Will's mistake, and Deacon's decision are threads weaving together into something dangerous. One truth revealed at the wrong time could ignite chaos. One lie protected for too long could destroy trust beyond repair. One selfish choice made out of fear could undo years of growth. The sadness isn't just about what's happening now, it's about what's coming next. The fallout no one is ready for. If Ivy speaks, she risks becoming the villain in someone else's story, even if she's telling the truth. If Will stays silent, the damage compounds until the reveal is catastrophic. If Deacon chooses wrong, there may be no coming back this time. And the cruelest part? Each of them believes they're acting to minimize pain. That's how heartbreak often begins. Today's bold and the beautiful news doesn't end with a dramatic cliffhanger or a shocking kiss. It ends with quiet dread, with long looks, with conversations that trail off unfinished, with characters standing alone, staring at doors they're afraid to open. Because once they do, everything changes. Final thoughts, a very sad day in B&B. Today is a sad day in the world of the bold and the beautiful. Not because hope is gone, but because it's fragile. And the beautiful news lands like a quiet thunderclap, heavy, emotional, and impossible to ignore. Steffi Forrester Finnegan, the woman who has always charged forward with fierce certainty, is facing a devastating redirection in her life. Not a simple change of plans, not a strategic pivot. This is the kind of redirection that comes when the road you trusted suddenly collapses beneath your feet, forcing you to choose between survival and everything you once believed in. For Steffi, this moment isn't just sad, it's defining. A woman who never looked back until now. For years, Steffi has been the embodiment of strength at Forrester Creations and in her personal life. She's made ruthless business decisions, defended her family at all costs, and fought for her marriage with unwavering loyalty. Even when chaos erupted around her, Sheila's terror, family betrayals, romantic triangles, Steffi stood tall, refusing to bend. But today's news reveals something chillingly different. Steffi isn't standing still anymore. She's turning away, and the reason why cuts deeper than anyone expected. The weight of constant fear. The truth is painful. Steffi is exhausted, not physically but emotionally. The endless cycle of danger, manipulation, and looming threats has finally taken its toll. Sheila Carter's shadow still lingers, even when she's not physically present. Every knock at the door, every unfamiliar face, every unexpected sound carries a reminder that peace has never truly been Steffi's reality. Sources close to the situation say Steffi has reached a breaking point she never allowed herself to acknowledge before. Living in constant alert mode, especially as a mother, has forced her to confront an unbearable truth. Love alone cannot protect her children, and that realization has shattered her. Finn, the love that wasn't enough. At the center of this heartbreaking redirection is Dr. John Finn Finnegan. Steffi loves Finn. That has never been in question. Their love story survived lies, secret parentage, near-death trauma, and emotional devastation. Finn fought desperately to prove that Sheila no longer had control over his life. But love, tragically, hasn't erased fear. Steffi's redirection isn't about falling out of love, it's about choosing safety over hope. And that might be the cruelest choice of all. Because for the first time, Steffi is silently admitting something she never wanted to believe. Finn's connection to Sheila may always endanger their family, no matter how hard he tries to cut ties. That truth has broken both their hearts. A quiet goodbye that says everything. There was no dramatic announcement, no explosive confrontation, just a quiet shift, Steffi pulling away emotionally and mentally while putting on a brave face for everyone else. Those closest to her noticed it first. Her tone changed. Her eyes lost their fire. Her decisions became cautious, almost distant. Steffi began speaking about space, clarity, and what's best for the kids. Words that sound reasonable, but carry devastating meaning. This isn't impulsive. This is deliberate. And it's final, at least for now. Forrester Creations feels the impact. Steffi's redirection isn't confined to her marriage. It's rippling through Forrester Creations like an emotional earthquake. As co-CEO, Steffi has always led with passion and instinct. But lately, she's been delegating more, stepping back from the spotlight and avoiding long-term commitments. Some insiders whisper that she's preparing for something much bigger than a temporary leave. Could Steffi be considering a future away from Los Angeles? The idea alone feels unthinkable. But today's sad news suggests it may be closer to reality than anyone wants to admit. Motherhood changes everything. If there's one force powerful enough to redirect Steffi Forrester's life, it's motherhood. Kelly and Hayes are no longer just part of her world. They are her world. And Steffi has begun to see her own life through their eyes. What does it mean to grow up surrounded by fear, by instability, by threats that never truly disappear? Steffi refuses to let her children inherit her trauma, even if that means walking away from the man she loves, even if that means dismantling the life she built. This isn't weakness. It's a mother's heartbreakingly strong resolve. Finn's silent despair. Finn, meanwhile, is unraveling in ways he can't articulate. He sees the distance. He feels the shift. And no matter how many reassurances he offers, he knows he's losing Steffi. Not because he failed her, but because of who he was born to. That reality is crushing. Finn is a good man, trapped by a legacy he never asked for. And watching Steffi redirect her life away from him, slowly, painfully, is breaking his spirit. This isn't a dramatic breakup. It's something far worse. It's a love dying quietly. Steffi's inner conflict. What makes today's news especially tragic is Steffi's internal war. Part of her wants to stay, to fight, to believe that love can conquer fear. But another part, the part shaped by years of trauma, is screaming that she can't keep gambling with her children's safety. Steffi has always been decisive, but this choice, it's tearing her apart. She's redirecting her life, not because she wants to, but because she feels she has no other choice. A legacy of strength, redefined. Steffi Forrester has always defined strength as standing her ground. Now she's redefining it. Strength, for Steffi, no longer means fighting endlessly against impossible odds. It means knowing when to step away, when to protect, when to choose peace over passion. And that redefinition comes with unbearable loss. What comes next? Today's very sad news doesn't bring closure, it brings uncertainty. Will Steffi leave Los Angeles? Will Finn fight harder or finally let her go? Will this redirection become permanent? Or is it just the calm before another storm? One thing is painfully clear. The Steffi we knew is changing. She's no longer charging headfirst into battle. She's choosing a quieter path, one shaped by fear, love, and sacrifice. And while that path may lead her to safety, it may also cost her everything she ever wanted. Final thoughts. A chapter ending in silence. Steffi Forrester Finnegan's redirection isn't loud or dramatic, but it's devastating. It's the kind of sadness that lingers long after the episode ends. The kind that reshapes relationships, rewrites futures, and leaves everyone wondering what might have been. Today's news reminds us of a heartbreaking truth. Sometimes the strongest choices are the ones that hurt the most. Now she's redefining it. Strength, for Steffi, no longer means fighting endlessly against impossible odds. It means knowing when to step away, when to protect, when to choose peace over passion. And that redefinition comes with unbearable loss. What comes next? Today's very sad news doesn't bring closure, it brings uncertainty. Will Steffi leave Los Angeles? Will Finn fight harder or finally let her go? Will this redirection become permanent? Or is it just the calm before another storm? One thing is painfully clear. The Steffi we knew is changing. She's no longer charging headfirst into battle. She's choosing a quieter path, one shaped by fear, love, and sacrifice. And while that path may lead her to safety, it may also cost her everything she ever wanted. Final thoughts. A chapter ending in silence. Steffi Forrester Finnegan's redirection isn't loud or dramatic, but it's devastating. It's the kind of sadness that lingers long after the episode ends. The kind that reshapes relationships, rewrites futures,
The sun
and
over
leaves
the Malibu
everyone. Cliffs has never felt colder for Steffi Forrester Finnegan. For years, the CEO of Forrester Creations has stood as a pillar of strength, a woman who survived kidnappings, motorcycle accidents, and the literal bullets of Sheila Carter. But today, the drama on the bold and the beautiful has taken a turn so somber, so deeply personal, that fans are left wondering if the Queen of Forrester can ever truly find her way back to the light. In a series of gut-wrenching developments airing this week, Steffi finds herself at a crossroads where her family, her marriage, and her mother's safety are all collapsing under the weight of a redirection no one saw coming. A mother's betrayal, the Taylor and Deacon scandal. The core of today's very sad news lies in the shattering of the bond between Steffi and her mother, Taylor Hayes. For months, Steffi has been the ultimate Tridge cheerleader, fighting to keep her parents together and protecting Taylor from the vultures of Los Angeles. However, the redirection of Taylor's heart has led her straight into the arms of the one man Steffi cannot tolerate, Deacon Sharp. The tragedy isn't just that Taylor is falling for a man with a checkered past. It's that Deacon is currently married to Sheila Carter. By pursuing this forbidden connection, Taylor isn't just risking her professional reputation as a psychiatrist. She is putting a target on her back. Steffi's horror reached a fever pitch this week as she discovered Taylor's secret sessions with Deacon were less about therapy and more about a burgeoning, dangerous romance. "You are playing with fire, Mom, and we are the ones who are going to get burned," Steffi pleaded in a scene that left viewers in tears. For Steffi, this feels like the ultimate betrayal. She has spent her life shielding Taylor from Brooke Logan's shadow, only to watch her mother willingly step into the path of a literal murderer. The San Francisco escape or exile. In an effort to regain control and distance herself from the chaos at home, Steffi has made a sudden, desperate redirection in her professional life. In today's episode, January 26th, 2026, Steffi shocked the Forrester team by inserting herself into the San Francisco business trip. Originally intended for Electra Forrester and Ivy Forrester, Steffi's decision to take Ivy's place is being seen by fans as more than just a power move. It's a flight from reality. The motive? Steffi can no longer stand to look at Finn without seeing Sheila's face. The risk? By leaving Los Angeles now, she is leaving the door wide open for Hope Logan and the rest of her rivals to dismantle her progress at Forrester Creations. The sadness? Seeing Steffi, a woman who usually stands her ground, forced to flee her own home because the emotional atmosphere has become toxic, is a very sad redirection for a character defined by her resilience. A marriage on the brink, the Finn factor. The most painful part of Steffi's current trajectory is the slow-motion car crash that is her marriage to Dr. John Finn Finnegan. While Finn has remained a loyal husband, the redirection of his own family ties is causing irreparable cracks. Finn's biological connection to Sheila Carter is a ghost that refuses to be exorcised. Today's news highlights a growing distance between Steffi and Finn. as Finn inadvertently causes more drama by allowing Sheila's influence to linger near their children. Steffi's very sad realization is that she may never be truly safe as long as she is Mrs. Finnegan. The rumors of a sinful kiss involving other characters are swirling, but for Steffi, the sin is the lack of peace. Every time she looks at her husband, she is reminded of the night in the alley, a trauma that is being redirected into a daily nightmare as Sheila maneuvers her way back into their lives through Deacon and Taylor. The return of the rivalry, Hope versus Steffi. Adding to the sorrow is the collapse of the fragile peace between Steffi and Hope Logan. After a brief period of harmony, the redirection of the fashion house dynamics has reignited the war. With Thomas Forrester returning and Katie Logan launching a rival fashion house, Steffi is being forced back into the role of the aggressor just to survive. Fans are heartbroken to see Steffi lose the progress she made toward a more peaceful life. Instead of focusing on her children, Kelly and Hayes, she is back in the trenches, fighting a multi-front war against Sheila Carter's looming presence, Taylor's self-destructive romantic choices, the Logan's attempt to seize control of the fashion industry. What does this mean for the future? The today very sad news is a reflection of a character who has been pushed too far. Steffi's redirection toward San Francisco and her isolation from her mother marks a turning point. Is this the beginning of a dark Steffi arc? Or is it a sign that Jacqueline McInnes Wood's character is reaching a breaking point that could lead to a more permanent departure? While contract rumors have been debunked, the storyline departure is very real. Steffi is moving away from the woman we knew, the confident leader, and becoming a woman defined by fear and heartbreak. Summary of the very sad news: conflict, the redirection, the consequence, mother/daughter Taylor choosing Deacon over Steffi's safety, a shattered family bond, and a looming threat from Sheila, a marriage the shin bubble bursting under Sheila's shadow, Steffi fleeing to San Francisco to escape her own life, career forcing Ivy out of the business trip, new rivalries, and a loss of focus at Forrester Creations. Final thoughts. Steffi Forrester Finnegan has always been a fighter, but today it feels like she is fighting a losing battle. The very sad news isn't a single event, but the realization that the peace she fought so hard for is being redirected into chaos. As she boards that plane for San Francisco, she leaves behind a broken home and a mother who has chosen a villain over her own daughter.